How's it, everyone? Today I'm here with my WWE Live from MSG Lesnar vs. Big Show review. Of course, this is part of Brock Lesnar's Go to Hell tour, which will be happening throughout the month of October, and the show was exclusively on the WWE Network. And you know, coming out of the show, I will say, even though I don't think it's the best show in the world, I had fun for the most part. You know, the first half of the show was kind of like whatever, didn't really care for it, but I think the last half of the show definitely made up for the first half. And, you know, the show really flew by. You know, before I knew it, I was watching the opening match, and, you know, blink of an eye, something like the main event was going on. So the show went by fairly quick, in my opinion, at least for me. And usually when things go by quickly, it's because you're having a fun time and it's good. So, yeah, you know, I think I would give the show a thumbs up. I enjoyed it for the most part, like I said. I thought it was fun. And without further ado, let's jump to the review and to the show itself. I opened up with Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus and Rusev. Nothing too spectacular here, of course. You pretty much have your average like Raw or SmackDown tag team match with, you know, you have two singles feuds from a heel and a face, and they just intertwine into a tag match. Like, oh, you know, this face and that heel is feuding, that face and that heel is feuding. Well, let's put the faces together and the heels together and make a tag team match out of it. And that's basically what they did here. You know, nothing too average. Pretty much the entire build of the match was the hot tag to Randy Orton. You know, Ziggler's in the match majority of it. Had some nice interaction with Rusev and Sheamus. But in the end, of course, Ziggler got the hot tag to Randy Orton. You know, Orton, of course, popping the crowd and really, you know, taking the advantage. You know, really shifting gears from the heel's favor to the face's favor. Pretty much, you know, non-stop. And the ending came with Sheamus trying to bro kick. Orton ducked it. Ziggler super kicked him right into an RKO. Orton pinned Sheamus 1, 2, 3. So just a decent opener. You know, nothing really too spectacular to talk about it. Of course, after the match, Rusev got on the mic, bitched at Sheamus for losing the match, and Sheamus just bro kicks the living shit out of him. Like, he connects good, and it killed Rusev, I think. So it was a pretty good bro kick there. But the ending segment was kind of pointless and stupid, if you ask me. But another side note before we go into the rest of the show, the crowd. No offense if anyone was there watching this, but the crowd was really dead throughout the show. They probably only got alive for the last two matches, but besides that, the crowd was pretty dead. It seemed like, at least on the televised network, it seemed like the crowd was really, really dead throughout the show. So that's just a side note that it really didn't do the show any favors as well, in my opinion. But yeah, it's just, that was a shame that the crowd was dead, especially a New York crowd. So that sucked. But what you gonna do? From there, I'm going to Neville versus Stardust, and the never-ending feud. Apparently, these two have been feuding every week since, like, what, the end of June, early July. So this is just really getting repetitive. This literally happens every single week, whether it's Neville and Stardust or a tag match or a six-man tag. It's always those two going at it every week on every show for some reason. You know, nice little match here. I liked how they definitely had some fun in the match. You know, Neville doing the whole cartwheel thing, Stardust doing it too. Kind of mocking each other. I thought that was pretty funny and pretty cool to see them having fun. But just an average match, you know, your average Raw or SmackDown match. Pretty much the same with the tag match that opened the show, just nothing too significant, just your average TV match. Stardust looked like an idiot, didn't know how to put a cape on. Like, he put the cape on, but he didn't know how to put the hood on. Like, he put the side of the cape on his head instead of the hood. It just looked really, really stupid, which, you know, led to him being distracted. Neville took advantage. Neville hit a picture-perfect red arrow for the 1-2-3 victory, so that was decent, whatever, you know, just filler. From there on, go to a Six-Diva tag team match. Team Bella versus Team PCB. Why they're still together, I have no idea, but they were. Yeah, bad tag team match here. It wasn't that good at all. Didn't enjoy it. This whole Divas Revolution quickly went from people being excited to people rolling their eyes and not caring anymore. And this is just a boring match. Just nothing eventful happened. It was just, I didn't enjoy it. I thought it was just really, really boring and dull. Of course, Paige was playing the heel role, of course, even though she's on a face team. And then, you know, Paige tagged herself in. Paige went to tag one of one of Charlotte or Becky in. But when she went to tag, both of them dropped down, saying, "You know what? You want to be a bitch? You can be one." Paige throws a fit. Nikki hits the rack attack for the 1-2-3 victory. So Team Bella wins. At the end, Paige gets on the mic and Paige tries to act all innocent, saying, "I don't know why my partner's turned on me. What kind of partners are you? Blah 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 blah." Just a dumb little thing I didn't like at all. But yeah, just not a fun Divas tag match. But yeah, Besides those 3 matches, everything else going forward, at least in my opinion, was fine. I enjoyed it. Next, we had the Intercontinental Championship match. Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho celebrating his 25th year in wrestling. Of course, 25 years ago today, he made his debut match against Lance Storm. And then, 25 years later, he's MSG Wrestling. So, he cut a promo before the match, pretty much talking about his journey from where he started to where he is now. Talking about 25 years of Y2J, and of course Kevin Owens came out and they had a match. Good match here. I was really disappointed in the fact that they got about or less 10 minutes. I'd say less than 10 minutes. It felt really, really short, which is a shameful thing. I didn't really like because I was really looking forward to this match and didn't get as much time as I'd hope. So I was disappointed by that. But I thought it was fun. I thought they had a good interaction. Kevin Owens definitely played up the heel role and definitely fed to the crowd while Jericho tried to get the crowd going for him, which was good. They had some nice counters. Of course Jericho countering the package pile driver, the pop-up power bomb. I went for the code breaker, in which he was able to counter it back into, what did he counter into? Oh, the tease package pile driver, where he puts him up and ends up slamming him instead. That's why I said package pile driver instead of the pop-up power bomb. But they had a nice counter, nice little match there. Like I said, just the only complaint was the fact that they got such little time. If they would have gotten like 15 to 20 minutes, I definitely think this would have been an awesome, awesome match here. But we still got a very solid match, in my opinion. I enjoyed it. The ending sequence was absolutely awesome. Owens with the pop-up power bomb. Jericho kind of just, caught him and like rolled him into like a sunset flip. They rolled around for a little bit trying to pin each other, which led to Owens raking the eyes of Jericho into a small package for the 1, 2, 3. Owens retains the Intercontinental Championship. Like I said, just the big thing I didn't like was his time. But besides that, solid match, and I enjoyed it for what it was. And yeah, good stuff from both teams there. From there, I'm going to go on to the WWE Tag Team Championship match, the New Day versus the Dudley Boyz. Of course, New Day cutting a promo on the Dudleys before the match, beforehand, like they usually do. New Day is great as always, and how can you not like the New Day? New Day rocks, people. That sucks. But yeah, this match was fine. I thought this was probably their best match they've had so far. This is the most I've actually been invested into, paid attention to. And Xavier Woods, unfortunately, or could be fortunately, depending on how you look at it, wasn't as obnoxious as he usually is. And the reason why I say fortunately is because maybe him not being so loud made people focus more on the match. That could be the reason why it's a fortunate thing. But unfortunately, because he wasn't as entertaining, so, seeing him at ringside is usually the best part. So him not being annoying as he usually is was pretty upsetting. So like I said, it really depends on how you look at it. But this was a fun match. I thought it was great for what it was. Or not great, but I thought it was good for what it was. Like I said, probably their best match they had so far. Nothing too different from their past matches they've had, especially from Night of Champions or Raw or whatever. Nothing too different, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Of course, the ending came with the 3D getting hit out of nowhere. I didn't even see it coming. Like, it literally just happened out of nowhere. Goes for the pinfall, but of course Xavier Woods charges the ring, breaks the pinfall up, so the match ends in a disqualification. Dudley Boyz win, but New Day retains. And of course, New Day tries to beat down the Dudley Boyz and cut a promo at the end. But of course, the table gets set up. Numbers game gets reversed. Dudley Boyz, take advantage. Big E and Kofi bail. Xavier Woods turns around right into a 3D through the table. So yeah, Dudley Boyz and New Day, to me, right now, currently in their feud, I just look at it as the same as the Divas division. Just, it's repetitive and the same thing every single time. Dudley Boyz and New Day, every time they're in the ring, it's always ending with 3D, which ends into no DQ, which ends up with Xavier Woods going through a table. It's just the same thing every single time when those two teams are in the ring. So, hopefully, they just do the tables match at Hell in a Cell, which is what they're likely going to do. But just, I was kind of hoping that Dudley won the tag team titles here. I think would have been pretty cool, especially in MSG, and, it's a network special. It adds, if you would have the tag team titles change at MSG, it's kind of like, hey, get the network, because anything can happen on these network specials. So I thought that Dudley Boyz should have won, but, I guess it's all lead to their tables match at Hell in a Cell, I'm assuming. So, I don't know, it's getting boring and repetitive. I'm just not really invested into it anymore like I was when it first started. So that's that. And then we go on to Brock Lesnar versus The Big Show. Of course, the show the match the show is being revolved around. Big Show comes out thinking he's all intimidating, then Brock Lesnar comes out looking all happy and joyful. Brock Lesnar is the only person in professional wrestling that can make a squash match fun. This match was about 2 to 3 minutes long. It was not long by any means, but you got entertainment for that 2.5 minutes. Right from the get-go, they just start going at it, beating the hell out of each other. Big Show actually taking the advantage, just throwing Lesnar out of the ring. Anytime Lesnar takes a high-flying bump where he's getting thrown out or thrown across the ring, Lesnar selling is an art of beauty or beauty of art, art of beauty, whatever you want to phrase it as. It's awesome when Lesnar sells because he sells absolutely amazingly. I love it. I love it every single time. But they just go at it. They're beating the shit out of each other, and you know, just it's a fun little match here. You know, that's what you get from Brock Lesnar in these network specials. You saw it at Beast in the East against Kofi Kingston. You saw it here at the Big Show. Just a fun little squash match. Big Show chokeslammed him 3 times. I was kind of amazed. He's chokeslamming Lesnar, and Lesnar's standing right back up like nothing happened. I thought that was absolutely great for Lesnar. 3 choke slams, kicked out of it. The third one takes Big Show to Suplex City. Gives him, I believe, 4 suplexes. He gives him 3, I believe, suplexes. Then he goes for an F5, but I think he accidentally dropped Big Show because then he gave him a 4th suplex, and then he gave him an F5, which led to the 1-2-3 victory. Brock Lesnar defeats the Big Show. We think Lesnar's done. He goes up the ramp. Big Show gets up, you know, trying like, oh, fuck you, Lesnar. Lesnar sees it, goes, bitch, you're not down yet. I'm going to come after you. Goes out in the ring. Big Show just gives him this. Pisses Brock off. Brock gets in the ring. Gives him a belly-to-belly suplex. Yeah, not a German. He grabbed him from the front, threw him behind him. The strength of Brock Lesnar is unreal, and this guy is absolutely amazing. If you don't like Brock Lesnar, something's wrong with you. Just love him. Then he gives him another F5, and then he walks away happy. So, fun segment there. I don't even call it a match. I call it a segment because Brock Lesnar just beat the shit out of the Big Show, and I absolutely loved every second of it, especially considering I hate the Big Show. So, thank you, Brock, and that was a fun little match there. Then, of course, we go to the main event, which was a steel cage match for the United States Championship. John Cena versus Seth Rollins. By far, match of the night. This was absolutely amazing. I absolutely loved this match. Honestly, I would say this is their second to best match ever. I think their SummerSlam match was the best match they've ever had together, and this would be their second one in my opinion. This was just really, really good. It actually surprised me because, you know, I figured, you know, this would be a good match, but it was a lot better than I expected, to be honest. You know, I think they utilized the cage perfectly. I thought they, you know, definitely used it to their advantage when they needed to, and they definitely, you know, utilized the door too. You know, they did some really cool spots at the door with Cena crawling out, Seth Rollins freaking cross-fitting his way over it, like, you know, kicking the door shut on Cena, then jumping back in the ring. Why he jumped back in the ring after that, I have no idea. And then they did a cool thing where, you know, Rollins was climbing the outside and Cena grabbed him, pulled him in from the on the top, and, you know, put him into an AA. I thought that was pretty cool. So this was just a very, very fun steel cage match. Like I said, definitely think they utilized the cage to their advantage, and definitely, to me, this is what a steel cage match should be. That's exactly what it should be, in my opinion. It's not used to absolutely massacre their opponent, but, you know, that's what the Hell in a Cell for, in my opinion, is massacre their opponent. But they utilized it to their advantage, and they, you know, I thought they, you know, included it perfectly. They made it seem like a steel cage match, not like most steel cage matches where they'll, you know, wrestle a little bit and then they'll use the cage every now and then. I thought they used it a perfect amount of time. Did some really cool spots in the match, so just a really, really good match. Great match here. Really enjoyed it. You know, and there's a lot of near falls too. Like, there's definitely times where I thought Seth Rollins was actually going to win the U.S. title back. Even though I thought it was unlikely from the get-go, but, you know, there was times where I second-guessed myself because that's how good this match was, and definitely the crowd was invested in it. Definitely had you invested at the edge of your seat, so I really enjoyed that aspect of the match. Really cool spot. Seth Rollins goes on the top of the cage, tries to climb out, but then Demon Kane comes out. It's just like, ah, damn it, Kane, why do you have to come out? It stands on, you know, the outside of the cage, so if Rollins drops, he drops in the Kane, but if you're thinking about it, if you drop down, you win the title, so might as well just drop down and win the title, then get your ass kicked. That's the way I would have saw it, but you didn't see it that way. Rollins on top of the cage, attempts a frog splash on the top of the cage, misses, seems like he broke his kneecaps and his legs. He like hit the ground and he bounced up like freaking 5 feet in the air and rolled over. It was a pretty nasty landing. How he didn't break anything, I have no idea. Gets up, Cena hits him with an AA, 1, 2, 3. Cena retains the United States Championship in a phenomenal main event, in my opinion. Just really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun watching that steel cage match. Just awesome, awesome, awesome. Of course, after the match, Kane comes in the ring. Delivers Seth Rollins with a tombstone pile driver and then holds the title up to close the show. So that was it. WWE Live from MSG, Lesnar vs. Big Show. My opinion was a fun show for the most part. Like I said, the first half was pretty boring, pretty like, this is going to suck. But when the second half kicked off, everything was just good. Good to great, in my opinion. So I had fun with the show. Hope you guys had fun with the show too if you watched it. So yeah, leave your guys' thoughts in the comments below if you'd like. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.